Hey everybody, welcome back. It's almost the end of the Summer Extreme event, and if you have been playing and grinding out the Marks of Distinction, you would have hopefully achieved the event reward. And here it's the SU25BM. I finally got it, just finished it yesterday, and I'm going to see if I can finish the last two Marks of Distinction to get the camouflage and maybe even the coupon, but I think I'm hopefully going to keep it in my lineup. I do have the three flavors of the SU25 here. Obviously the first one that came out, and then the 25T I unlocked not too long ago. I haven't been playing it a ton. I do need to get the countermeasures for it so that I have the chaff option. At least we have the standard countermeasures to start, so that's not horrible to flare at least. If we look at the stat cards, they're pretty similar in flight performance. I mean, I know the stat card isn't going to tell you everything for how it actually plays in the game, especially in Air Arcade. I think a lot of the reviews out there talking about the R73s being pretty powerful, but in Air Arcade it's going to be a totally different play style. So we'll go ahead and see if we can get into a game. There's not a ton of people in the queue right now, but I'll pause it and we can hopefully get into a match. Okay, so we're back in the game here. Finally was able to find a match. I did have to take my 12.0s out of my lineup to find the match, and so let's see how the BM flies. Obviously we're going to be fighting against a lot of radar guided missiles, and in Air Arcade I try to run minimum fuel, especially for the SU25. I want to run minimum fuel wherever possible. I forgot to remove the drop tanks, or actually I did, sorry, yeah, I think the standard loadout had external fuel tanks. Depending on the type of game you're playing, it can be detrimental for your handling. So let's see how this does. I do like the way the regular SU25 controls feel. It doesn't feel clunky in Air Arcade. I know in real battles the flight models probably have some more differences between them, and maybe the playing field for Air Arcade is a little different. Should get them there. I do want to get the gun pods as soon as I can, because those make a difference for sure. Just missed there. You won't be able to dodge that. It's too slow, especially with the Phantom. Just too many. Yeah, that that MLP got me. But we're able to get 2 kills right away. That was the first time I've ever flown it out in a game, and I think with gun pods and other things, it'll be even more enjoyable. I'm going to take my next SU25. This is really a SU25 focused video, I guess. And I think from what I've seen, they do plan to improve the performance of the R73 missiles. So I'm looking forward to unlocking those when I can. I do see some missiles coming this way. I want to be careful of that, because the AIM-7s are, you need a good amount of energy to get out of the way from them. Good job dodging. I was probably a little too close to fire that off. It's another SU25T, and it does seem like this locks up more than my other SU25 does. Yeah, couldn't do much there. And an A10 got me. We'll try again with my regular SU25. And I have aced the crew on this, and I've maxed out, all the modifications. So I'm hoping if I can get the airframe and the flaps and all of that stuff, it'll give me a little bit better performance, so I can actually turn a little harder. Got that one. Not gonna get that one, but someone else can go for that. I just want to keep an eye on my 6. I do see that F5 turning on me here. I'm gonna try to get this A10 if I can. Here we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep turning here to get the jump on this F5C. So the F5 has good energy, but if you sustain a fight, it's not exactly in your best interest to do so. Okay, we got that BM, and 104 got me. Well, with a bunch of them around me, Okay, we're gonna take our MLD. I pretty much exhausted my SU25s. Again, if you're in the thick of the fight there, you can only dodge so many approaches before you've exhausted all of your speed, and it's gonna. I don't think we're gonna get that shot off. Get this to connect. I'm hoping. There it goes. That should hopefully connect. There it goes. Yep. Okay, finished him off. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and keep my speed up here. Yeah, keep my speed up here, and then we can pull this MiG-27 into a turning fight with us. So you can see I'm looking behind me while I'm flying, because I know he's going to be launching his missiles, and they can take up to 4 missiles. See another SU-25. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start our turning fight now, considering I had to already start turning to get out of range. Got really lucky there. Okay, got the SU-25, and that MiG-27 is putting in some damage there. A-10, of course, it's always a lucky A-10. And as you can see here, most of our team has quit, which didn't help, and we're about to lose the game, but not too bad with the SU-25s. I do like them, and so I'm going to keep them in my lineup. I'll try to get another game in for some additional footage, and we'll come back in for the next match. But I mean, by the time I spawn in, yeah, we're already out of points, so not a good first game to show, but not every game is going to be a victory. But you should hopefully have made enough to cover the repair costs. So let's see here. Yep, we covered it. Alright, so we'll go back in for the next game, and we'll hopefully have it for this follow-up portion of this video. And we just found another game, so we're going to get back in here. I did look at my crew. Actually didn't ace my SU-25 crew. I'm almost there, about halfway. I need to buy the expert crew so that it opens up the progress bar for acing it. It's about 1 million silver lions to do that, so keep that in mind for budgeting. If you spend the amount on the, and if you look here, there's a lot of people that have grinded it out. Look, so they just have that plane, and since we're compressing in, we're gonna hit some MiG-29s, and the MiG-29 with its radar missiles is pretty lethal. So I would say before I bring out my slower aircraft, the bigger threats should be eliminated as quickly as possible. And I'm unable to lock. Thought I was going to be able to lock him from a distance, but I guess not. We'll try here. We'll see. R24Ts are pretty silent in the sense that usually you don't see them until it's too late. And unfortunately my wing is halfway gone, so I'm unable to fully control. I can see if I can limp it back to get a repair, but we're gonna have to go all the way around everybody here to make it back. F5C. Okay, good. Keep our speed. Oh no, AIM-9, you got me. Okay, so let's come back in. We'll take our SU25 again because we need to grind out modifications for it. So I did drop a MiG-21 bis in just because I wanted to keep it below 12 since the matchmaker was not finding a bunch of stuff. And here a good tip for R60Ms, being that they're a pretty short range missile, if you acquire your target, don't fire it too early, because that gives your opponent adequate time to begin evasive maneuvers. You want to try to get in like a kilometer, maybe a kilometer and a half distance, because they're not going to be able to move fast enough with the amount of pull that the missiles have as soon as you launch them off the rail. So that F-16, as fast as he was going, he was unable to fully pull away. I mean, he probably could have tried to flare and cut his afterburner and maybe pull out of that, but let's see if we can do that here. Missed. And I don't have my crew aced out here, so yeah, all of those hard maneuvers blacked out my pilot, so I need to, even though I have my crews maxed out, I need to get them further trained for this specific plane. And F-16 and MiG-29 are going to be a threat here. I'm going to, keep my countermeasures going. Oh no, SU25K. Did see him above me. Just trying to keep an eye on that F-16. Unfortunate. We'll come back in. I'm going to definitely go for that SU-20. Oh, he's already dead. Okay, we'll bring in our next SU-25. We'll bring in the T because that needs to get leveled up as well. So the biggest threats right now, and that's something that you should try to keep an eye on, whatever your enemy is spawning into, try to point out what your biggest threats are going to be. So here it's going to probably be the MiG-23s because of the missiles that they carry. Since we have 4 people going for that, I'm not even going to, lose my speed. We'll try again here, get close enough. Okay, he launched his missile at me. He launched his, missed. Unfortunately, that's the only part that is a bit hard to keep in the strategy, because when they fire off a missile while you've already launched one, then it's going to throw off the seeker. So now that we've lost all the speed, I'm going to keep my flares coming to be ready. Okay, our gun got him there. I'm going to have to dive down a little bit here to get my speed up. I do want to keep an eye on that. Okay, so we're good now.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
F5 is up high, and there's an F4. And I can't remember, I don't think those, depending on which German F4, not all of them have the AIM-7, so if it's like an AIM-9J or something, then or AIM-9L, then we should hopefully be okay. Too slow to get that line up for my missile. MiG-23. See if we get him there. Got him. I think he had his afterburner on just a little bit too long. Nicely done by the F8. F8 has good angle of attack. I thought I was going to be able to point my nose out of the way, but we didn't. So we'll come in with our last SU-25. We got a kill assist on the MiG-23 we damaged. Until we get our modifications up, it's probably going to be, you know, kill assists until we can really finish off our target. Good job by our teammate. And just checking around. At this point, that's the last player left on their team unless they spawn. Okay, so MiG-21 BIS is coming in. And we're pretty much maxed out on our top speed here, not very fast. But being a subsonic, we do have reasonable turning performance when we, you know, slow down, and we can definitely loop around like an F-104, for example, if we use our energy and our flaps efficiently. Got that. And 21 BIS here. That plane, it has great turning performance initially, but at the expense of losing all the speed. So you get one or two hard turns and you're gonna have to straighten out or dive down so that you can get your speed back up to get out of harm's way. Otherwise you're just gonna be a sitting duck and someone else is gonna come pick you up. Definitely want the gun pods to increase my width of where my bullets are gonna be going, my cannon rounds are gonna be going. I'm not going to be like, the Tornado is too fast. Anything that's supersonic is going to be a challenge unless you pull them into a turning fight with you. And if you stay kind of low, you can try to use some of the ground to interfere with the radar. Just got to be careful that someone didn't launch something that's extra long range against you and you haven't seen the trail of it because it burned out, and it's just going to glide in with its momentum to hit you. Okay, let's see if we can get him here. Yep. Nope. Thought we had him there. Okay. Good job by the F5. MiG-21 again. Okay, that MiG-21 is damaged. I think he lost his rudder, and so now he's just tumbling. We're able to get him, to finish him. And I know people will call out like, hey, you stole a kill. Well, I had a bunch of crits where the other enemy was pretty much done, and you know, players will come in and double tap or finish them off. And I think it's fair game, especially with the way the kill credits are now, and the fact that they give you extra opportunities to get your last missile off before they force you out of the plane. I think it's fair to try and, you know, if you see an enemy coming across your path and they're burning, they're not fully out of their plane and dead, absolutely take them out, because they may take one of your teammates out, and that could weaken, you know, your team's position if you only have a couple of players left, for example. So that LA-15 can probably turn way better than the T2, and if he's pulling the T2 into a turning battle, it's going to be bad news. So we can try to hopefully get him here with our R60 if we can get close enough. Yep, there we go. Not much you can do. He burned a lot of speed in that climb to try to chase the T2. T2 baited him up into a climb, and we were able to come in and take him out. Not really good on the score, but it's not about padding right now. We just need to try to unlock the modules as we get through them. So not exactly a full-on in-depth review, but as I unlock the R73s and have kind of gotten familiar with the best ways that I get success with them, I can share my experience for you all. So until then, hopefully I'll have these chaff pods unlocked soon, and until next time, I hope you're also making the progress in the grind there. I'm definitely gonna go ahead and do my expert crew here. It does give me 3 points across the board for every skill slot. I need to do that on the SU25T as well. So burning some silver lions, but that's the whole point of having them. So I think I've pretty much done it on all the other ones that I need to. So until next time, I do want to see if I can finish off the final mark of distinction to get the camouflage. I got one more star to go, but I think it definitely looks pretty cool with the pixelated camouflage, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting that. So until next time, thanks for watching. I'll try to have an updated video. I just got the R27ER missiles for my MiG-29, and I've been having a ton of fun with them. I know people have been talking about them already for a while, and compared to the AIM-7Ms, I feel like I can get a little bit more range, and it's pretty satisfying to get that kill that's pretty far away. So I'll try to get a video up for 12.0 Russia, and we'll go from there. Till next time, thank you.